everyone. It is great to be in front of you once again. I am very excited. Today, we have one of our fantastic platinum sponsors for EP Mixer. Platinum means they have decided to invest in the Mixer, in themselves, and support throughout all of our events in 2025. We have with us today, and he's just going to sit there and look fantastic while I tell you a little bit about his company. We have Klaus with SecurityX, founder of SecurityX. But let me tell you a little bit about the company first. Now, I got this. This is a bio, and I wish I would have had the time to memorize this, but I'm going to just be unprofessional and read it for a second. But also, too, I wouldn't do it justice if I was trying to remember all the great things this platform does. So SecurityX is transforming security staffing solutions in an innovative platform that is transforming the process of finding, hiring, and managing security personnel for corporations and security firms. Their comprehensive solution supports all aspects of human resources by providing essential onboarding documentation, including licenses, certificates, tax documents, and other necessary paperwork. This streamlines the hiring process, enabling new staff to begin their roles more quickly. And often we do need to get on the clock. Their platform also prioritizes thorough vetting of candidates, including background checks, when required, ensuring that only qualified professionals are considered for employment. The hiring process operates on a two-sided model. After companies post job openings, security officers can apply by submitting their profiles, or companies can proactively search for vetted officers based on criteria such as location, pay rate, and qualifications. In addition to recruitment, SecurityX will be offering functionality for companies to create schedules, track employee hours, monitor their locations, and much more in the near future. Their platform includes a dedicated communication system for security personnel and is built with top-tier security features to safeguard sensitive information, securing the securers, right? So SecurityX, Klaus, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and your ongoing support.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Listen, we're going to get into it because I know as an entrepreneur, I feel I feel your pressure for time. So let's get into it. SecurityX kind of has a new brand, has a new logo, a different look. Has that changed? Is that like a reflection of your change in the vision? What's going on? What's happening with SecurityX?
Yeah, so over the past couple of years, Greg, we as we developed, the platform, we got more and more input about what's needed in the industry. We learned a lot about what's needed in the industry. So we wanted to reflect all that in the new platform, and rebranding was necessary to do so. Sure. SecurityX is more. It fits more the things we do for the security industry, with the security industry, and so that's why the rebranding. We became a much bigger platform than what we planned to be. As you can see in the script you were reading, our core idea was to connect security companies and corporations with security officers and agents. Now we doing way more than that. We basically becoming a full service platform for the security industry from A to Z.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think the name fits, right? Because it just, we obviously we met around close protection, but it's not just there, right? And we've talked about other things that you're doing on publicly too. I mean, not we talk corporate, but then publicly too, you're doing some things too, and so I think that it's pretty fitting for the broad services that there's a name that kind of befits that.
Yes, that's correct. It's not just for the EP industry; it's for any aspect of security. So no matter if it's a chief security officer, a security manager, a security supervisor, off-duty police officers, EMTs, paramedics, you name it, everything which has to do and can be used in a security detail, security contract, you will find it on the site.
That's it's robust to say the least, clearly. So, since we last talked, or I'm sorry, since we've last been on here, because you and I've talked since then, how's the platform evolved since the original launch? And I think you're kind of answering what that, but is there anything specific in there, like a new feature that you're that really helps? That's something that we're excited about. Anything like that?
Well, we added a lot of small things to the document sharing feature. So we are sharing now a lot more documents than before. So basically, after you post a job and you hire somebody, you will receive a full onboarding package from that person you're hiring. That will definitely decrease the amount of hours for your HR team drastically. So let me give you a sample. We know that
Please.
onboarding just one person can be somewhere from between 5 hours up to 20 hours with all the paperwork from posting the job, finding the right person, interviewing, getting the paperwork done. We can knock that down to 1/10.
That's
And that saves amounts of monies in small, mid-size, and large corporations. That will save a lot of money for these companies in the onboarding process and gives them the time to, look more thorough and get better staff, in the same time or in less time than what they did before. A lot of companies were just hiring warm bodies because of the time pressure they have. I mean, security is always very quick. I need somebody within 24, 48 hours, and finding these people going the traditional way, posting on Indeed, waiting for applications, it's almost impossible.
Mhm.
So the way you can do it with SecurityX will change that. It will give you access immediately to qualified people based on location, pay rate, and experience, and will allow you to onboard them in just a few minutes.
Well, yeah, and then you said it right. Um, and it caught my ear because I fall in that, which so many of us do, is that small business, right? I don't know if it's, and I should know this, but I don't. But I think it's like under 500 employees is still considered a small business, and how many of that to executive protection is that right under 500? I mean, that's I got to think a lion's share of it, and there's the margin that you play with within that work sometimes if you're a sub of a subcontractor, or even if you're the primary but you're still small because you work in, I don't know, the middle of the US or the middle of Europe in some place that just does, however it works, the margins, there's people wearing multiple hats. And anytime there's a coach that I follow online that signs off every email that he writes, success loves speed. And so it's like anything faster, almost anything faster is better, I think. So,
Well, and you have to see that a lot of these company owners who are doing the hiring process themselves, sometimes they're on the road, so they don't have the time for long-lasting interviews and stuff like that. So again, we are in a pretty fast, moving industry,
mhm.
and I think it was time to create a system who can, keep up the speed and help people to do what they have to do and take the pain away a little bit.
Right. That's it. And you hit on a very specific things. Like it's quick. There's emergencies, right? When in California when the fires hit, it's like we need something right now. There's a workplace, other places, a workplace violence thing. It's like this person, they're not an active threat, but they're not an active threat. So like, how quick can you get somebody here, right? And is there a, I'm sorry to I think we've talked about this, but like you can go in and it doesn't have to be specific, but like a company can go in and say, hey, we're building a roster. So we don't have anything specific right now, but if you want to be considered for employment, let's get ahead of the ball. Is that a possibility on SecurityX?
Yes, there will be a possibility for that. However, so what we also did since we talked last is we integrated AI to the platform, which
Okay.
makes it even faster. So we will have a search function where you can just type in I need 2 EP agents in Miami at a certain date, and the system will automatically filter them out for you and give you the best candidates for that job closest to the job site. So again, this is not just for the staffing of new jobs. It can also be that you have a no-show in your company. Somebody didn't go out for work, and now you have to find somebody to cover the shift. So
it happens.
We really try to look at every aspect of the security industry and how we can help companies to be more successful. Again, I did a lot of that work myself as an operations manager, so I know a lot of these things. And speed is of essence here. I mean, we have to, speed is the most important thing here for security companies to not get in trouble, to not lose contracts. And so that's what we want to do with SecurityX.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. You haven't been on the small business side of it provider before. It was you get a text, you get a call, and it's like, "Are you available?" Right? And so it's okay. You use the example of 2, but it's like we need 5 guys, right now, or 5 protectors right now. Do you have them available? It's like then it's a sprint instead of like, hey, we have people on roster right now that have been vetted, that have been because we posted a job before, and now we know who they are because we have talked to them, and so I think you kind of keep that going. So you're right, speed, right? So I got this other question. I wrote it down here, and it's something that I'm just interested in. And while you've answered some of this, is like, how do companies and security firms benefit from using SecurityX? We've heard that, right? And you've talked about that, and that's what we've talked about. What kind of feedback have you gotten from either security officers, EP practitioners, like the people out doing the work, or or the people that have been using the platform to find people, the providers?
So we were running a test with a beta version of the software, and got a lot of positive feedback, and of course some negative things we had to fix. But what beta versions are for. We considered all the feedback we got and implemented into the new software. The new software is based on a SaaS platform, so it's we have so many options here now to put together exact packages with modules for what every company needs. Means like you don't have to get one thing or all. You can really customize your own system for you, and only pay for what you use. So what we're trying here is to keep the cost low. We want to make it attractive for everybody, for the small companies, for the big companies, of course, for the security officers and agents. I mean, where's the benefit? The benefit is in drastically reducing HR cost by speeding up the process of hiring and onboarding. That's a huge benefit that goes in the thousands of dollars every month. And just the opportunity for security officers and agents to be part of a bigger network, find more jobs, more qualified, good paying jobs, and get help along the way through the site. We have one part we added to is basically we help people to not see it just as a job, to see it as a career, to build something. So we give tips about, hey, if you do this, then you might get paid more. I mean, like if you go and do your CSO certification or your CPP certification, or if you get an EP certification, you go from a regular security officer up the ladder and get paid more. So we try to help people to build a career out of their out of their job they have, and stay longer than what we usually have is the high turnover the security industry has.
Yeah, well, and you're describing career development. We're here to help you through, from the time that you come into the industry until you're leaving it, right? And that's fantastic. And yeah, I don't know that I don't see that too often. So I know we're coming up on time here, but I want to make sure that we talk about this. What what's next for, for SecurityX, and are there features, partnerships, things that you're excited about that are going to happen within the next couple months, next 18 months? What has you looking forward to the future?
We right now working with several groups and organizations to partner up, large organizations. We already partnered with some of them. Some others we are still in the negotiation process.
Mhm.
I think our biggest milestone right now is the GSX coming up in September.
Yep.
We're going to be at the GSX, and this is going to be the official launch date of the 1.0 version. So that's when we officially go online with the platform, and people can sign up and build their profiles. And over the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to build a new module every 3 to 4 months. We're going to add a module to it. I think next year we are planning to build a brand new time tracking module, which is totally different from what you know so far from any time tracking software there is. I basically designed it based on my knowledge as an operations manager for certain kinds of several companies, and the pain it was to deal with these software.
Sure.
So we redesigned it to make it easier for operations managers to, have an overview and a very, very easy track of their staff and so on. So there's a lot of stuff coming in the future. So yeah, but I'm very excited about September and the launch, and hopefully a great GSX this year.
Mhm.
And of course, the next EP mixer in New Orleans.
Well, and that's great. I think we're guys get kind of cut from the same cloth in that, you have developed this program or platform with the pains of what you've experienced in mind. What friction am I trying to alleviate? What am I trying to make easier? Because I know that how much I hated this. And and the mixer comes kind of out of that. From I grew up in a place that like 2,000 people, right? Not by any major market for executive protection. And who do I talk to, and how do I get in front of them? How do I make it feel authentic? And how do I have a conversation and just be around more people? And it's like, well, you create a space for that to happen, and that's how the mixer came about too. Talking with Christian and how he wanted to do it, and what he had done in his past, and it was like, hey, let's go ahead and do that. And so both people, both or all three of us there, and I know Chuck's part of your organization too. It's so something that how can we serve to make everybody's life better, bring them together, like be part of uniting an industry to create communication and ease of access, I guess, if nothing else, just make it easier for people to do the work that they have chosen to do. So with all that said, yes.
Just one more thing is SecurityX is built for the industry. So we encourage everybody, once we are up and running, to let us know, what they think, agents, officers, companies, all alike, what they think, what can be better, what can be, what can be added. We want to hear from the people because we want to build it for the people and make their life easier. So
Right.
That's something we all, me and Chuck, definitely share. And it's important for us that everybody knows that, we build it for the industry, so everybody can have an easier life and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, great. Klaus, what's the website that people can head over to and check you out on?
Is www.joinsecurityx.com. So
Gotcha. Okay.
securityx.com.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Well, folks, head over there. Klaus, again, hang tight for me, but I'm going to get out, and we're going to get out for this interview. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for working on making this industry's life a little bit easier with the things that you're doing at SecurityX.
Thank you, Craig. Have a good
Absolutely, day. Guys. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please head over to joinsecurityx.com. Check it out. And also, if you're going to be in New Orleans on October 1st, after GSX, we're going to be having another EP mixer down there, Dave and Buster's. details to follow. That's all I got. Hope you have a great one. I'll talk to you real soon.